They know that. They're going to need a lot more. As you get further into this, to these rounds of playoff football, you're going to have to be more consistent. And they're going to have to give their defense a break. You can't. You're going to have to lean on the defense, but your defense can't be everything. Your offense is going to have to try and put Philadelphia's offense into a little bit of a predicament to try at least make them one dimensional. Tevin Coleman, Devontae Freeman. I'm not even going to say they need to be like last year. Last year is last year. We're not talking about that. We're just talking about what they need to be this week. And they need to be unpredictable. And when I say unpredictable, I mean that the defense doesn't know what's going to happen. They put them both on the field. You don't know if Tevin's going to get in a run. You don't know if Devontae's going to get in a run. You don't know if it's going to be a wheel route. You don't know if he's just going to take an angle route. You don't know if it's just going to be a bubble screen to either one of them, because either of these brothers can catch it out of the backfield and take it the distance. Julio's going to be Julio. No need to talk about that. You just do what you can. Get him the ball, and let him be him. But I'm going to take the Falcons, on this in another close game. I think this is be about 7 points. Matt Bryan will have something to say about this, but this is outside as well. It's going to be a little bit more chilly. It's going to be colder. So the weather is going to have, an impact, I think, on this game. But I got the Falcons by 7, on this. So the primetime game. Yeah. Prime time is the Tennessee Titans versus New England Patriots. Tennessee is going to New England, which it's already tough during the regular season. It's even tougher during the postseason. And I'll be short on this. The Patriots find a way to use anything as motivation and take it out on the team that they're playing. And I think they're going to use this report that came out about them falling apart on the inside. And I think they're going to just, from the get-go, from the gate, they're going to confuse Marcus Mariota. And they're just going to keep scoring. Score after score after score. And basically, as a shot back at the report, like, we seem pretty fine. They'll probably be hugging each other and all that stuff. We seem pretty fine. This is what they do. So, we'll move into Sunday's game. Like I said, let me go back. How can the Titans beat the Patriots? They're going to need Tom Brady to have a poor performance. And they're going to have to basically anything. It's simple. Tom Brady doesn't run. So if you can get pressure up the middle, which is where he likes to stay, so he can survey the field, then you got a good chance. They got guys like Jarrell Casey, Brian Arakpo, on this team. Keith Byard, if I'm saying his name right, I think he led the league in interceptions. But you're going to have to get this push up the middle. Get him out of his comfort zone. It's a lot easier said than done. He gets rid of the ball pretty fast. But also, keep Tom Brady off the field. Derrick Henry, he had a very, very good game against the Titans. They're going to need another one like that. I think him and Marcus Mariota, if they can combine for 200 yards together, they could win this game. That's a tall task. That's a tall task. But I got the 49ers. I got the Patriots winning this game. I'll say it by 17 points. They'll win by 17. I think at the end of the game, Tennessee will kind of try to make a run, but it'll pretty much be out of hand at that point. But 17 points win that I got for New England. Now, early game, they got this one right. Early game, we got Jacksonville versus Pittsburgh. Now, let's just go ahead and say Ben Roethlisberger more than likely is not going to have a 5-interception game again. Antonio Brown is coming back. Le'Veon Bell is healthy. Martavis Bryant seems like he maybe not totally happy, but he's accepting his role. Juju Smith-Schuster, well, he got hurt, but you got a plethora of players that should be playing it. And Blake Bortles had, and last week is last week, because he's done this before, where he'll have a poor game and come back and have a strong game. But he had 88 yards rushing and 87 yards passing. That's not good. Not good at all. And you cannot have that performance going up to Heinz Field and think you're going to walk away. Even no matter how good your defense is, you can't go up there thinking that if he gives you 88 and 87 again, that you're going to walk out of there with the win. And also, you got to think about, it's a little payback. They remember that game. They remember what happened. Jacksonville dominated. I give them credit. But I just think Pittsburgh is going to be on a mission. They are really wanting to see the New England Patriots. And Jacksonville been going around calling themselves Saxonville. And let's be honest, Buffalo was not ready to play last week. They scored 3 points. True that the defense, gave them a time, but Buffalo was not ready. You got a team that's ready. And I think Jacksonville going to find out what playoff football is really about. And no blowout. I'll say 10 points, Yeah, 10. I'll stay with 10. 10 points. They'll win this game. But Jacksonville, will have people scared. They got people scared now, but they're definitely going to have people scared going into the next season. So that leads us to the last game. And that is the New Orleans Saints, against the Minnesota Vikings. Now, this is kind of a little similar to the Falcons versus Eagles. But Case Keenum, to me, definitely, has shown, he's shown he's better than Nick Foles, and he also, has shown that he can bounce back. New Orleans defense, a lot better than it's been in years. And they finally took the ball out of Drew Brees' hand. And what I mean by that is that instead of Drew Brees going out there throwing 400, 450 yards every game, and they just trying to outscore everybody, they got him a running game. Side note, Detroit, take notes, a run game. They got him a run game. He could play T45 like he wants to at this point with guys like Kamara and Ingram if they keep doing what they're doing. But this defense, it's really the New Orleans Saints defense because they were atrocious. They couldn't stop anybody. So that's why Drew Brees was always out there trying to throw for all these yards. But now they got guys like Marshawn Lattimore. This guy is a legitimate, possible shutdown corner. I'm not going to call him a shutdown corner. He's only a rookie at this point. But he could definitely be on his way. He's not scared, and he definitely give receivers fits. Can Case Keenum get a guy like Adam Thielen off? Stephon Diggs, Kyle Rudolph. All these guys are going to need to step up. Now, what is helping Minnesota is that they are at home. They are inside in that dome. So their fans are going to be very loud. That's going to help out. And they got two pretty good running backs themselves. That Dalvin Cook went down, and I was surprised. I really thought this was over, So this game, who am I going to pick? Oh. Goodbye, Tiffany Sports and Hills. She says she's out. Have a good night. Have a good night, Tiffany. Appreciate you for dropping in. I've been on the fence about this all day. And coming on the air, I still had not made a decision. But the time is now, and I have to make a decision. I don't know what to score. I don't know who's going to win by what. But I'm going to say Minnesota defense has the better night than New Orleans, and they make Drew Brees and them struggle, and they win the game. And then this will set up Falcons versus Vikings, round 2 for the NFC Championship and a trip to the Super Bowl. I just think the Minnesota defense will be the factor, the deciding factor in this. So, to recap, because Mocha is taking notes on this, Game 1, Atlanta Falcons. Game 2, New England. Game 3, Pittsburgh. And I'm going to take the Minnesota Vikings for Game 4. So I'm looking to go 4-0 again, or for the first time, because I went 3-1. So, Mocha, you're listening. Book it. Big L said Minnesota will go 0-1 in the playoffs. I don't know. I disagree. But those are my picks. And we'll see if I'm right. And if I'm wrong, I'll erase the show. But let's move on. And I want to finish up with some good stuff, because I got just a question tonight. And I'll also give you a good story. Now, before everybody sign off and get mad at me, it's about the Cleveland Browns. So stop before you do anything. Don't hit the end button or anything like that. Trust me, this is good to hear. I know I said the Cleveland Browns. This is good to hear. Now, Cleveland went 0-16 this year. Yes, they lost all their games. But there is some good that has come from this loss. And I know you're thinking, like, how could there be some good coming from losing every single game? Well, here it is. I'm going to tell you. I'll always be looking for the silver lining and stuff, and I found it. I found what 0-16 does well for you. Okay? So the fans had a parade. The Cleveland fans decided, you know what? Hey, we're going to have a parade for going 0-16. They had already been planning it, so they knew the club had a good chance of going 0-16. It happens. Now they have this parade. Now, the good thing about this 0-16 is that the parade itself, raised over $17,000. And they took all that money and they donated it to the Greater Cleveland Food Bank to feed people. And with that $17,000 plus, they're going to be able to provide 70,000 meals. So I have to wake the kids up, get them in here, and thank the Cleveland Browns for going winless. I know that's crazy, but in the end, it helped someone who needed the help. We were just talking about coats and everything. So again, I got to give a shout out to the fans of Cleveland, man. They took this well. They could have just been, sore losers and all this stuff, but they decided to take their misery and turn it into something positive, raising over $17,000 and donating it to the Greater Cleveland Food Bank. So